Well, as a part of my New Year's resolutions, I decided I need a little more art in my life, and since I am really into Pokemon, I decided to make one of my best friends into Pokemon, uh, based on his personality and all that good stuff. So, as you can see, I am currently doing just a basic sketch. I know the brush I am using is not the best for sketches, but I decided to go for the more rough around the edges look, similar to how art in the Paldean Pokédex looks like. I myself prefer how are Pokemon drawn in the anime, but that is actually a little more precise and harder style that I, as someone who had not drawn in quite a very long time, I just didn't feel confident enough to try and replicate it. Anyway, my friend, that we will call Tomcho for now, is pretty energetic, even annoying sometimes, which instantly made me think of an electric type Pokemon. He's also quite obsessively protective over his favorite metal band, Ghost, which I'm also pretty big fan of, but obviously not as much as him. So I was thinking to give him a steel typing, since, you know, metal music, steel, it is very funny, I assure you. Then I realized that there is a literal ghost type, so I made him Ghost Electric, because of course I did, which to me at least just screams a possessed robot. So that is what I did. I had drawn him a robotic body complete with some of his human features, such as his haircut and his very sexy muscular features, so he would not be mad at me for calling him annoying earlier. See him, Tomcha? See? See, Tomcha? I can give credit where credit is due, since he might not be flying type, but he definitely can pack. You know, like a six pack. At this point, it came to my least favorite part of drawing, that being actual line art. I really like sketching since it gives you opportunity to be creative and basically do whatever you want, but line art, you have to do what was already drawn on sketch, and I really despise when people tell me what to do. Especially when the person that tells me what to do is me from a few minutes ago. Ah, fuck, I hate that stupid bitch. I also hate that many times I actually really like my sketch, but then I do a line art and it looks terrible. But I feel like this one was actually not so bad. I mean, it is no miracle, but it looked decent when I was sketching it, and it did not magically turn into shit when I did line art, so actually, maybe it is a miracle. As you probably noticed, I changed his left arm into a spring holding a giant gauntlet. I honestly can make up basically any reason to why, but the truth is that I just thought it might look cool, and it does, so do I really need a reason as to why? The other design choice I just realized I might have to explain is a long tube at the place where his torso should be. Tomcho, the person I am basing this Pokemon on, is extremely tall, like 6'5", I think. And our friends are obviously making fun of him for it, so I thought it would be hilarious if there was a way to make him tall in a more original way than to just saying, "This Pokemon is 100 feet high." I basically made him an external torso, is what it is. But I also didn't want to make long Mario, since that shit is fucking terrifying. So I basically made him into giraffe that has a neck instead of torso. It is funny that when I started, I thought that it might make Tomcho really happy that I draw him, but it turns out I just kind of use it to make fun of him, so I guess it is bullying now, but artsy. So honestly, I don't even care if he likes it at this point. I'm just happy I forced myself to draw. Maybe that is just me seeing how badly am I doing compared to at least what I had in mind, but let's not worry about it. This is the point when I realized that I have to give a considerable amount of strength just to move my mouse, and just as I started to look for possible causes, I happened to find one very cute one sitting on my mouse cable. After some very consensual cuddles, I can finally announce that we are finally done with line art, and I can hop straight to coloring phase. I chose red as its primary color, since Tomcho usually wears red hoodies. Then I colored his trousers green because I believe that combination of red and green will restrain people from thinking it is fire type, since maybe I am just stupid, but when I see just a red Pokemon that I don't know, I always assume it is fire type, which is arguably worse than to assume one's gender, since unlike gender, Pokemon type actually matters gameplay wise to my bias. But now we are in the end game. Our drawing is colored, so I am just going to shade it and then we will be golden. I would also like to come up with some cool Pokédex entry and special ability for our guy. I think that if Tomcho has a special ability, it would probably be his ability of being obsessed over new things every effing Tuesday and somehow always knowing so much about every single one. It is not even funny, like, how does he do it? I think gameplay wise, this ability could be some sort of protection to random moves, since he could randomly get obsessed with some move and learn how to counter it. After I finished drawing, I actually decided to change his electric typing to steel, since looking at it fully colored, it doesn't really look like an electric type. I guess I probably would be the first one to admit that it doesn't really look like any Pokemon. I think I made it look too humanoid, but as I said, I will get better. I hope. I actually used to draw a lot when I was a bit younger, but now I'm really rusty, and I think this drawing really shows that, since I already see quite a few things I would do a lot differently in my more art-focused years. But that doesn't matter, because if I really succeed with my resolution, I will obviously get better, and this will be my learning experience. Tomchinator. Obsessive Pokemon. Type: Ghost Steel. Ability: Obsession. Every time enemy picks or switches a Pokemon, randomly choose one attacking move of that Pokemon to become obsessed with. This move becomes not very effective until that Pokemon is switched or fainted. Pokédex entry. Big fan of a metal band ghost trapped in the immortal body of a robot. One of the few Pokemon that can talk, but you wish it couldn't. Likes to share its newest obsessions until the enemy inevitably dies of old age.